starting to get late, and you know your mom will be looking for you soon, but you can't bring yourself to move. The video of Dakota, it's the only thing keeping me together right now. Catch a glimpse of your reflection in a shadow on your phone screen and smile, despite yourself. If you can even call this keeping it together. You chuckle knowing that Dakota would have appreciated your mordant sense of humor. His video continues on your phone. Hey, so I'm so sorry I can't help you through this tough time, Teach. You always knew just how to comfort me. Like when I was freaking out over the film festival, you were incredible. Dakota's lips quirk up in a small smile, but it soon fades into a frown. Your fingers trace over the worry lines on his face. It all seems so trivial now, like I wasted time stressing over some dumb contest instead of just living in the moment with you. But I can't bring myself to regret any of it. Our story is ours because of the ups and also the downs. With every heartbeat. Chapter 7. Worried Sick. You enjoy the warm weekend sun on your face as you approach Edenbrook Hospital on the next Saturday afternoon. I hope Mateo had some good time at breakfast with his family this morning. I know how much he was looking forward to it. Inside the ped ward, you find Dakota and Lennox arguing with a nurse. No means no. Seriously, you know how much today means to Mateo. We promised we'll take good care of him. Whoa. What's going on? Nurse Ratchet here won't let us take Mateo to the cat cafe down the street, even though it make us whole damn year. Must you call me that, Lennox? If the evil nickname fits. What's wrong with the cat cafe? When doctors give out day passes, they expect you to go somewhere like the park across the street. Yeah, but isn't that more of an unwritten rule? Rules are still rules, Dakota. We have them for a reason. So this isn't because of the cafe at all, or even Mateo's immune system. Your gripe is because of a guideline? Well, what seems to be the problem here? We want to take Mateo to the cat cafe on his day pass. Oh, I'm sure that's fine. His immune system has grown to show great improvement, and... Danny! What? It's what his chart says. See, Mateo deserves to go to the cat cafe on his day out. Oh, did someone say something about cats? You all turn to find Mateo peeking his head out of his room. He grins. I freaking love cats. Dakota turns back towards the nurses. See? You can't say no to that face, can you? Well, you can tell the nurse is waffling. She turns to you. Sage, your mom's a surgeon. Can you please tell your friends to be reasonable? Reason seems to have nothing to do with them, and it is Mateo's special day. Every day should be special, and also, oh my god, there are cats! Listen, you had me at my two favorite things, cats and cat coffee. He's been stuck in the hospital long enough, and if it's not going to compromise his immune system... You look at the nurses one last time for confirmation, and one of them nods. And then to the cat cafe. Where you know it, the four of you are walking into the cat cafe down the street. Cats and kittens leap between intricate wall structures and lounge on every available surface. Oh my god, it's you! This is heaven on earth. I could stay here for the rest of my life. You and me both, Sage. Dakota beams as a couple of tabby cats rub up against him. The best part of this place, it even can put Lennox in a good mood. You look over and see her with her face in a cat's belly as another cat paws at her prosthetic leg. I can hear you, you know. Dakota chuckles and turns back to you and Mateo. Why don't you two grab a cat and a seat while Lennox and I order? Sounds perfect. Cat puns. You direct Mateo to a cluster of cozy chairs in the corner where you find... kittens! Even more of them. You settle into a chair with one of the cats as Mateo slips into the seat across from you. Oh, this little guy looks just like my cat back home. What's your cat's name? Monty. He's been my partner in crime since I was 8. He fishes his phone out of his pocket. A low-res picture of a cat and a little girl fills the screen. That's him with my little sister, Cecilia. Do you miss them? Like crazy. Dad brought Cecilia and my brother, Leo, to visit me a few weeks ago, but I haven't seen Monty since I was admitted. But this cutie is doing a good job of filling in, aren't you, kitty? You snuggle your own cat closer, reminding again how lucky you are to live at home with your mom. Do you think you'll be out for good anytime soon? You've been responding to your treatment okay, right? I'm not getting any worse, but I'm never gonna fully get better on my current treatment. That's why they put me on the transplant list when I was admitted. All or nothing, huh? I don't know how to live any other way. Still, the doc says I'm doing better, so if I keep it up, I'll be able to wait at home instead of the hospital. Oh, that'd be great. Then you can be with your family. And my cat. I read somewhere that people can donate livers while they're still alive. Yes, you can donate half of your liver, because it regrows. That's true, but they can only donate pieces, and I need a whole refit. Dakota and Lennox return a few minutes later. Dakota has a cat reclining around his shoulders and his phone in hand, filming you and Mateo. We got coffee and chocolate cake, so if you want something else, too bad. Okay, question, is it dark chocolate? Ah, my favorites. The cake can be out in a few minutes. How about a few rounds of Plead the Fifth while we wait? I'm down. I'll start. Are you a dog people or cat people? You cannot be both by law. What if you're neither? Then you'd better have allergies. I don't know about that. I have allergies and I'm literally a cat person. I'm a cat person. All the best people are. Yes! You laugh, reaching over to pat Dakota's cat. What about you? Unequivocally a dog person, but I do enjoy a good fluff ball every now and then. Well, we all make mistakes, Lynn. Lizard. That wasn't an option. But it's the right answer, isn't it, little nightmare? She coos with a black kitten in her lap. Do you have a lizard? I have 2 bearded dragons named Kodos and Kang. Okay, she gets 2 points for those names. Okay, rule breaker, your turn to ask. Easy. Would you rather be covered in fur or scales? These questions are a lot easier than when I play with Dakota. Obviously, I choose scales because it'll be totally badass. Sage? I pick scales. Definitely scales. Yeah, it's all about permanent armor. Well, that, and it's a great way of keeping cool or keeping hot, depending on your weather circumstances. You're crazy. Go cozy or go home. It's all fun and games, Mateo, until you're shedding all over your couch or bed. You can't just admit you hate wearing pants, dude. Okay, my turn. Would you rather be infamous in future history books or forgotten after your death? That's easy. Yeah, we all know you dream of being an evil dictator. But I think I'd rather be forgotten. Really? Yeah, I mean, at least then I won't have hurt anyone, you know? Boring. What about you, Sage? I'd rather be infamous or forgotten. It depends. It depends. Some of the most infamous people in the world are people who did things in attempt to do good while being infamous by law and society. You're only forgotten when the last person speaks your name, and you're spoken of no more. The thought of being totally forgotten, I don't think I can handle that. Hear that, y'all? Sage and I are going to take over the world and make remember us. May God have mercy on us all. By you, Dakota. Dakota looks serious for a moment, quietly stroking the cat on his lap. I think I'm with Mateo on this one. Sorry, buddy, but you're anything but forgettable. Sage, you're up. Ask us anything. Question is... What's your Hogwarts house? If you had one wish, what would you wish for? I'd go with that one. World domination seems to be a common trend with you. That was way too easy for you to answer. I'm tempted to wish never to live in a world by Lennox. Go chuckles as Lennox thwacks his arm. But I'd actually wish that my movies will always get funding. That way I can focus on fun, creative part of the industry instead of networking. What about you, Mateo? Oh, that's easy. I'd wish for a new labor. That one, no one had to die to give me. The others fall silent. Lennox reaches for him, taking his hand. Mateo smiles at her. Think of how rich I'd be then, healthy and able to conjure up brand new organs for people. You'd be a billionaire. Actually, you'd be richer than Jeff Bezos. Mateo smiles and then looks to you. What do you wish for, Sage? You're about to answer when a server arrives with your coffees and cake. Oh, God. Yes! They mentioned coffee, by the way. Take a drink. Oh, yeah. You'll have to wait to find out. You shift the fluffy cat from your lap to your arm of your chair. You smile at your friends as you all dig in. Mateo looks happier than he has in months. After this, we should hit up that ice cream shop around the corner. See what crazy flavors they have this month. Oh, remember the sardine flavor from last time? Hey, I thought it was pretty good. You take another sip of your latte with a smile. Later that afternoon, you'll head back to Edenbrook Hospital. You're carrying a bag full of keepsakes from the cat cafe. Lennox falls and steps beside you. I can carry that for a bit if you want a break. You look at Lennox in surprise, unsure if it's a subtle dig or a kind gesture. Her face is, as always, unreadable. Thanks. You hand everything over to Lennox, who shoulders the bag easily. Oh my god, it's a miracle Lynn actually offered to do something nice. Shut up, time bomb. Dakota! I hope you're getting this on camera. Huh? You look over your shoulder to find Dakota lagging behind. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. His hands are jammed in his pockets, his phone nowhere to be seen. You're shirking your filmmaking duties. Yeah, what would Nolan Grant say? Dakota shrugs, smiling sheepishly as the group keeps walking. You drop back to walk beside him. Are you okay? He seems out of breath, even though you haven't walked far. Sure, why? Well, for starters, you stopped filming Mateo's big day out, and you're hanging back here instead of making fun of the rest of us. You're breathing pretty hard, like you're about to have a panic attack or something. She's right, you're being weird. Dakota gives you a quick grin. Okay, let's answer those in order. My phone's about to die, so I put it away until I can charge it back at Mateo's room. And honestly, I'm hanging it back here because I'm about to have a panic attack. But like a mild one. Why? You finally realize that Sage is way too good for you? Oof. Dakota's hand slips into yours. Nah, I've always known that. I just got an email from SBC, Student Film Festival Committee. They're gonna announce the winners next week. Already? Well, that's exciting. You finally have confirmation of what we've known all along. You're one of the top young filmmakers in the country. I wish I could feel that confident about this. To be honest, I'm dreading the announcement. It's kind of terrifying. Seriously, you've looked death in the eye, but minor failure is scary to you? Yeah, be fair, Lynn. This would be a major failure. Dakota's breath is ragged as he laughs along with the others. Yeah, but I'm sure Dakota's used to this by now, right? You sure? Ouch. The group laughs as you approach the front doors of the hospital. He pulls you close, planting a kiss on your forehead. I'm just glad you haven't realized you're too good for me and run off. Wrap your arms around his waist, snuggle your face into his shoulder. I'm not going anywhere. That night, after you've helped Mateo settle back into his room, Dakota drives you home. I really hope today lived up to Mateo's expectations. He seemed like he had a good time. And I think Lennox might finally be getting used to having me around. She was barely hostile to me today. Yeah. You glance at Dakota, concerned. He stares out at the road, his face unusually pale. Dakota, are you listening to me? He swallows. I'm sorry, Sage. Suddenly, Dakota's eyes widen, his gaze going right through you. What's wrong? But he doesn't answer you. Instead, he pulls the car over to the side of the road and throws it in park. Clenches his eyes shut, his breathing fast and ragged. Dakota, what's happening? He shakes his head, eyes still closed. Coach is breathing. You unclip your seatbelt and lean over. Dakota, I'm going to put my hand lightly on your stomach, okay? Dakota gives a small nod. You lay your hand flat on his stomach. I want you to breathe in. Fill your diaphragm with air. Don't stop until you push my hand out. Follows your instructions. Good. Now breathe out, long and slow. You repeat this over and over until Dakota is breathing steadily. Finally, he lets his hands fall from the wheel, placing them over yours. I'm sorry. You don't have anything to be sorry for, but are you okay? I think so. I didn't mean to scare you. 1 second I was fine. The next my head was spinning, and I felt nauseous. Was it a panic attack? He tries to flash you one of his signature grins, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes. I was only joking about the panic attack earlier. Okay, but what if it's serious? To be honest, it was probably just motion sickness. But you were the one driving. Never underestimate my ability to get motion sick at the drop of a hat, no matter which seat I'm in. Just ask my parents about the ill-fated road trip of 2017. It's been a lot better since I started driving myself, but stressing out about the festival must have brought it back. You study him, not entirely sure if you buy it. Do you want me to drive the rest of the way home, give you a chance to recover a bit? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You climb out of the car and circle around to the other side. A billboard catches your eyes. Dakota slowly eases himself out. Hey, is that the Planetarium? Yeah, it's just around the corner, I think. I haven't been since middle school, but I heard the time exhibits are really awesome and romantic. Dakota winks at you, and you smile despite your worry. You eye the billboard overhead, noting that the planetarium is open late. Maybe we should stop and in so Dakota can rest before we head home. This would be a good opportunity to get some real answers out of him. Planetarium. Another of my favorites. Let's check it out. Now? Why not? We don't have anywhere to be, and it's a nice night to look at the stars. I can't argue with that logic. You and Dakota enter the planetarium hand in hand. A model of the galaxy stretches across the entire museum, and with beautiful stars projected onto the ceilings. A good call on stopping here on the way home. I couldn't resist the chance to spend more time with you. Aw, Sage, are you saying I'm the star in your sky? Actually... yeah, since we're making a planetarium joke. Yeah, specifically the sun. I was gonna say nacho with cheese, actually sounds pretty good, though. It's a good one. You smile at Dakota, wrapping your arms around his waist and pulling him close. I don't know what I'd do without you. Oh, don't worry, Teach. You won't have to find out. Dakota tugs on your hand. Come on, let's grab some seats before the show starts. Inside the planetarium theater, the vast circular ceiling shows an inky black sky alive with glittering stars. You lead Dakota to a pair of seats in the center of the room, keeping hold of his hand as you recline back to take in the universe. I don't think I've ever seen a real night sky before. Too many city lights. Yeah, it's easy to forget just how many stars are out there. It makes me feel so small. Like nothing I do really matters in the grand scheme of things. There's nothing wrong with a happy little life, but some people would kill for it. You turn to look at Dakota's face in the soft light. Like, if I'm small, then everything that scares me is small too. Dakota, what are you scared of? I don't know. Are you pleading the fifth? Gives you a wry smile and squeezes your hand. Never. I guess I'm scared of wasting my life. You got one second chance, who knows how long I'll have to use it. Is there a reason you're feeling unsure about how long you'll have? I've noticed that you've been kinda sick lately. Is that why you always look so freaked out when I sneeze? I could make a joke about 2020, but I won't. He reaches over to give you a playful nudge, but you don't smile back. You did more than sneeze tonight. I know, and I know that I must have been scary for you to see. Dakota leans in close until his forehead resting against yours, his hand reaching up to cup your cheek. And trust me, I'm the first to freak out when I feel weird, but I know the warning signs. And colds and car sickness aren't on the symptom list. Let out a breath of relief, and then a surge of guilt. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. No, it's okay. I don't mind talking about it with you. I know you're still getting used to it. Besides, I'd much rather you ask questions and stress yourself out trying to not defend me. Dakota grins and boots your nose. You blink in surprise, and just like that, the tension breaks. The sky above you changed into a deep pink and purple wave soar across the stars, painting a nebula across the night. Hey, what do you think happens to us when we die? I want to say there's heaven. I want so damn bad to believe there is one. But I don't think there is. I wish there was, but I don't think there is. You don't even want to guess? What's the point? It's not like I get a prize if I'm right. He laughs. My parents used to say we're all made of star matter, and when we die, our atoms yearn to return home. That's a beautiful thought. Yeah, that's why my birth mom lives among the stars. It might be silly, but the idea of her watching me from above, comforting me during a lot of long nights in the hospital. They always refer to her in a present tense, even now that I'm older. We're all proud of you. We all love you. Stuff like that. I wish my mom had done something like that with my dad. Your dad? He died when I was a little kid. Oh, Sage, I'm sorry. Dakota puts an arm around you and pulls you close. Mom barely talks about him, so I guess I just follow her lead. Well, I bet he loves you, present tense. Points up at the one particular bright star. That might be him now. You laugh, warmed by his embrace. I'm not sure I want my dad watching me right this second. Yeah, why's that? Because I'm about to kiss you. Oh, better look away, Mr. Woods. You laugh again, wrapping your arms around Dakota's neck and pulling him close. He deepens the kiss as your eyes flutter shut. You let yourself get lost in his embrace. I'm so glad our stars are on Earth at the same time. Me too, Teach. Me too. He kisses you again and again as the twinkling stars soar above you. Later that week. You and Dakota are back at Edenbrook Hospital, armed with the AV Club's cameras. Alright, where are we setting up, boss? Well, let's interview people over there. I don't want to get in anyone's way. You got it. You smile, but stop him before he shoulders the camera bag. Are you sure you're up for helping me today? I don't want to add any more stress to your life. He gives you a brilliant grin. He looks like himself again. Happy and healthy. Helping you distress me, Sage? I'd much rather be thinking about you than the festival. Our finals! If you say so. You set up your mini film set just as your scheduled interviewee arrives. I hope I'm not late. Nope, you're right on time. Thanks again for squeezing us into your busy schedule. I'm happy to help, but I only have 10 minutes before my break is over. That's more than enough time for Sage to work her magic. You, Dakota, direct the nurse to her mark. Alright, and rolling. You look at the questions jotted in your notebook. Hey, could you tell us how the hospital has changed since Hope Springs moved in? Why people should donate to the foundation? Changed since they moved in. Edenbrook has always been a great place to work. Certainly better than some other hospitals in the city, but there are still only so much we can do within the current healthcare system. Can you elaborate? Hope Springs Charity Foundation helps uninsured and undeserved patients get the care they need. It's only a band-aid to a larger problem, but a band-aid is still better than nothing. We've been able to help more people from all kinds of backgrounds since Hope Springs joined forces with us. And that's what matters. That was great. Now, can you... what's going on here? Oh, it's Dr. Hottie. Shh. You look up in surprise as a handsome doctor walks past, an eyebrow raised at your camera. Hello, Dr. Ramsey. Nurse blinks up at the doctor. You can't quite tell if she's trying to flirt. He doesn't notice. You kids are from Hope Springs? Yes. I see. And what are you going to do if a real emergency comes through? Get the hell out of the way? Right answer. You're still feeling a bit tongue-tied as the doctor crosses the atrium and disappears down the hall. Who was that? He looked familiar. Probably because you've seen him on TV. That was Ethan Ramsey. He literally wrote the book on diagnostics. He's one of the most influential doctors in the country. Wow. He was... kind of hot. Get in line. I thought doctors were only that hot on TV. I'm here, Sage. Oh, man. We should have asked him for an interview. He really put the donations in. Oh, I can show you to his office if you want. I bet he will be willing to spare a few minutes for an exclusive interview. If you explain it's for a very, very good cause. Interview Dr. Ramsey for a chance to ask him some personal questions and give your donation video a boost. Interview Dr. Ramsey. Let's get those donations. You and Dakota follow the nurse to the hospital until... here we are. Just not gonna explain what you're doing. You're not gonna introduce us? And let Ethan Ramsey know I'm the one who told a couple of kids where to find him? I'm nice. Not a masochist. She gives you a supportive thumbs up and scurries back down the hallway. Don't worry. I've heard he's really nice to his patients. Too bad we're not his patients. Here goes nothing. Raise your hand and knock on the door. Yes? Dr. Ramsey is sitting at his desk with a cup of coffee in one hand and an x-ray in the other. Excuse me, Dr. Ramsey? Would you like to do a good deed? Is that your elevator pitch for whatever favor you're about to ask? Because you might want to adjust it to your audience. I'm a doctor. I might have done quite a few good deeds since lunch. Oh, right. Dr. Ramsey sips his coffee and resumes studying the x-ray. Spit it out. You want to film me for something, I take it? Dakota gives you an encouraging nudge, and you clear your throat to start again. This is Dakota Winchester, and I'm Sage Woods. We're working on a donation video for Hope Springs Charity Foundation. Any relation to Dr. Woods? Yeah, she's my mom. She's a good surgeon, doesn't bother with small talk during consultations. Still, I'm not sure what your video has to do with me. We were hoping you'd let us interview you for it, and it would help a lot of people. I'm sure you're aware of the good the Foundation has been able to do in its short tenure at Edenbrook. Imagine how much good it could do with more donations pouring in. I'm not sure I trust a couple of high schoolers to make those donations pour in, but you're correct that Hope Springs has done a lot of good for our patients. Dr. Ramsey runs a hand over his stubbled chin. Alright, 5 minutes. Thank you. Dakota, how's the lighting in here? Oh, nothing. I can't fix in post. Dr. Ramsey eyes you while Dakota sets up the camera. I do have one question first. Why are you doing this? Working at the Foundation? Because I want to help people. Do you think you're succeeding? Engagement with the Foundation's social media pages has gone up way up since I've taken over, so yeah, I'd say I am, even if it's not as direct as saving someone's life. Good. You should always own your success. Alright, we're set. Camera's rolling in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Ramsey, what's your vision of an ideal medical system? One without bureaucrats, pharmaceutical representatives, profits, or shareholders. And this is why I like him. And that would help patients? Oh my god, seriously. Well, this is going to take longer than 5 minutes. Immensely. That's not particularly helpful. Well, that's because you're a child and you don't understand these things. You glance at Dakota, unsure what to do. Dakota leans close to you and whispers, "You need to loosen him up." How? You're down to 3 minutes. Who was your last kiss? What's the hottest doctor? You know what? Who was your last kiss? I beg your pardon? It's a straightforward question. That has absolutely nothing to do with the Foundation. I can go first. My last kiss was Sage. And yours, Doctor? Dr. Ramsey looks between the two of you bewildered and then chuckles. Alright, I take up your point. You've got 1 minute left. What do you want me to say? Can you just tell people watching why they should donate to the Foundation? He folds his hands, smiling gently at you. There are many reasons to donate to Hope Springs, but for sake of time, I'll share only one. The Foundation is working. Since it moved into the hospital, the number of low-income uninsured patients we've been able to help has grown exponentially. With your help, we can reach even more of those vulnerable people in Boston and beyond. He looks directly into the camera and you can swear you get chills. Donating to Hope Springs doesn't just impact local parents or patients either. It's a beacon of kindness for the rest of the country. Help us begin this movement. It only takes one person to create change. It only takes you. Wow, that was perfect. Thanks, Dr. Ramsey. You're welcome. Just then, Dr. Ramsey's phone buzzes with a notification. To your surprise, he all but grins when he looks at it. You and Dakota exchange a look. He leans in to whisper, "Whoever that is, they must be someone special. Seriously, I wonder." You turn back to Dr. Ramsey. "Excuse me, I have one more question. Who's making you smile like that?" Dr. Ramsey quickly schools his feature and stuffs his phone in his pocket. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Sure. If you must know, that message was strictly work-related. Just because it's from someone you work with doesn't mean it's work-related." Sir Ramsey sighs and looks up at the ceiling. "Did you get everything you need for your interview?" You look at Dakota, who nods. "Yeah, I think so." "Good. Now go away." You and Dakota quickly pack up as Dr. Ramsey returns his attention to the x-ray. But as you retreat from the room, you can swear you see the ghost of a smile on his handsome face. It was from us. The next Friday. The air at the school is thick with relief as I get tongue-tied, shut up. Finals end and winter break approaches. Definitely screwed up my essay on the impact of Great Depression in APUSH. You definitely did not. I did. I focused way too much on the economics and not enough on the social effects. I'm sure you got the best grade in the class, miss? Amy still looks worried. She opens her locker and puts her books inside. Enough about the finals. Did you figure out what you're gonna do during break? 2 whole weeks of no school. I'm gonna work at the hospital. Yeah, Mom's gonna be working over Christmas, so there's no reason I can't help out too. What are we talking about? Winter break? You smile as you feel your boyfriend's arms wrap around you from behind. You lean back into him. Yeah, we're just discussing my plans. Whatever they are, cancel them. What? Why? Dakota spins you around, taking your hand. He has his phone out, capturing your reaction. Because you're going to LA. You mean... That's right, I got into the SVC Student Film Festival. And you're coming with. Everyone keeps telling me this is a sad story. Kinda is. But it's sadder for me. So, you can tune in to the finale of this book. I'll give you something to cry about. And not just this book. Peace.